Jai Jinendra, everybody.
जय जिनेंद्र
Um,
सिंह।
so today is May 31st, 2025, Saturday, and J Shukla Panchami, the holiest day for Sut Panchami. We just heard this Tavan for the Sut Panchami. So for the Jinwani, we heard this Tavan. So we will also short video for Sutta Panchami. I think it will be appropriate to have everybody go through this story. We already know it, but then again, on this happy occasion, let's start this one. So, share. Okay.
Lord Rishabdev, the first Tirthankar in our region known as Bharat Kshetra, re-established the principles and philosophy of Jainism, illuminating the path of liberation for the world to follow. 23 other Tirthankars followed in the same tradition over the span of billions of years, until the liberation of the last Tirthankar, Lord Mahavir, approximately 2600 years ago. Through this extraordinary lineage, the knowledge of Jainism was directly transmitted from the divine sound of the Tirthankars and comprehended by their chief preceptors, who were called Gandhars. The highly knowledgeable Gandhar Munis utilized this wisdom to create the 12 components of the scripture, Dwadashang Shrut, within 48 minutes. Subsequently, this sacred wisdom was handed down to the Acharyas, who diligently transmitted it to their disciples through oral traditions. Remarkably, for 683 years after Lord Mahavir's liberation, the practice of writing scriptures did not exist. The knowledge was passed down through the learned acharyas to their disciples solely through oral transmissions. However, as the time progressed, the ability to retain and comprehend knowledge began to wane. The table clearly illustrates the gradual decline in the capacity to preserve this invaluable wisdom. Nearly 2000 years ago, in this lineage, Acharya Dharsen had some knowledge passed down through the direct tradition of sermons. However, he knew that this tradition was no longer sufficient. He realized the diminishing cognition and retention skills of the humans will not be able to sustain this tradition, and the knowledge of the scriptures will be lost. He needed to find competent disciples who could preserve the knowledge in writing. One day, he dreamt of two strong white bulls bowing at his feet, indicating the arrival of young and devoted ascetics capable of this task. Sometime later, once when Acharya Dharsen opened his eyes after deep meditation, he saw two ascetics bowing before him. He understood their arrival as the indication given by his dream and decided to test their competence. He gave each of them a mantra and instructed them to accomplish it in a cave on the opposite hill. The mantra would be considered accomplished when two proportionately beautiful heavenly goddesses appeared. The ascetics were initially confused by the instruction. but they followed it faithfully. After completing the mantras, two heavenly goddesses did appear, but one had a tooth projecting from her mouth and the other had only one eye. The ascetics were worried, but they remembered their guru's advice not to rush back to him and to trust their own judgment. After scrutinizing the mantras, they realized that one had an extra letter while the other was missing a letter. They hesitated to correct the mantras given by their revered Acharya, but after much deliberation, they decided to make the corrections themselves. They immersed themselves in deep meditation, and soon two beautiful heavenly goddesses with proportionate features appeared, indicating their success. Pleased by their ability to follow their guru's instructions, the ascetics returned to Acharya Dharsen, who was amazed by their talent, humility, and wisdom. He named them Pushpadant and Bhutbali, acknowledging their exceptional qualities. Acharya emphasized that along with politeness, talent and wisdom were essential for acquiring knowledge. The combination of these three qualities creates an ideal learner. Without wakeful wisdom, one would be trapped in blind faith and unable to discern right from wrong. Having received the knowledge from Acharya Dharsen, Muni Shri Pushpadant and Bhutbali were bestowed with the stature of an Acharya, and they composed the first scripture, the Shat-khandagam. Acharya Pushpadant inscribed the Namokar Mahamantra, which pays homage to the five supreme beings as the auspicious introductory verse, Manglacharan, of this holy scripture. The momentous achievement of completion of this scripture took place on the fifth day of the waxing moon cycle in the month of Jyeshtha. Every year, this day is celebrated as the Shrut Panchami festival, when the great scriptures like Shat-khandagamji are worshipped, and the passionless ascetics who wrote them are remembered.
So, this is the Sutta Panchami story that Acharya Dharsen, and in his pedigree, the two strong acharyas came, Acharya Pushpadant, Acharya Bhutbali, and they created Shat-khandagam. Shat-khandagam वो ग्रंथ, उनको हम कहेंगे प्रथम सुतस्कंद। पहली दफा जो लिपिबद्ध शास्त्र हुआ उसको प्रथम सुतस्कंद कहा गया। ये प्रथम सुतस्कंद में 6 द्रव्यों की बात आती है, विश्व की बात आती है, 148 कर्मों की बात आती है। तो ये सब जो बात आती है उसको आगम ग्रंथ कहा, आगम ग्रंथ। और उसमें जो पद्धति है उसको आगम पद्धति भी कहते हैं। सेकंड श्रुत स्कंद, गुणधर आचार्य and in his disciple Acharya Kunkun Acharya Dev, he created second Sutaskand, दूसरा सुतस्कंद की रचना कुनकुन आचार्य देव ने गुणधर आचार्य की परिपाटी में किया 2000 years back. कुनकुन आचार्य देव was a Bhavlingi Muniraj. Sadehe, he went to Mahavdev Kshetra, listened to the omniscient Lord's preaching, came over here and created the scripture. Samaysar, Pravachan-sar, Niyam-sar, Ashtapaud, Panchastika, etc. scriptures. And they are dealing with purity of the soul, how to obtain purity of the soul and get Samyak Darshan and to continue further for liberation pathway. So that's called second Sutta or it is also called Adhyatma Granth. Darshan Acharya Paripati Agam Granth. Kunkun Acharya Paripati Adhyatma Granth. Agam Granth tells you Vishwa and six Dravya and about the nature of the construction of the soul, etc. अध्यात्म ग्रंथ में से आत्मा को जानकर अभी आत्मा की प्राप्ति की विधि क्या है वो बताई गई। तो ये दोनों सूत्र स्कंद हमारे पास आज है। जैसे वीडियो में बताया गया कि पहले तो गणधर भगवान से दूसरे गणधर भगवान को मुख पाठ से ज्ञान पास होता जा रहा था। गौतम स्वामी से सुधर्म स्वामी, सुधर स्वामी से जम्बू स्वामी, इस तरह से ज्ञान मौखिक रीत से चालू रहा था। मगर हम समय अनुसार मनुष्य की ये इंटेलेक्ट, रिमेम्बरेंस, मेमोरी कम होती जा रही, तो अभी ये सूत्र स्कंद आए। सूत्र स्कंद से अभी आगे हम आए तो अभी बाद में ये 20th सेंचुरी में कैसेट रिकॉर्डर आया तो वॉइस रिकॉर्डर होने लगा। बाद में 21st सेंचुरी में वीडियो आ गया, कंप्यूटर आ गया, सॉफ्टवेयर सॉफ्ट कॉपी आ गई। तो हमारे पास आईपैड में hundreds of thousands of शास्त्र है। क्या हम पढ़ते हैं? तो ये बताते हैं कि तुझे क्या करना है। तो हम अभी हमारे चालू सब्जेक्ट पर आते हैं। तो पहले तो दर्शन आचार्य पुष्पदन बुद्धबली आचार्य को हमारा नमस्कार, जय जयकार। गुणधर आचार्य एंड कुनकुन आचार्य देव इन द सेकंड सूत्र स्कंद में उनके भी जय जयकार, हमारा भाव बिना नमस्कार। तो हमारा जो सब्जेक्ट चालू है उसमें हम अभी आते हैं। तो स्लाइड लाते हैं, जहाँ से लास्ट टाइम ठहरे थे वहाँ से चालू करेंगे। This was our stanza. So what the stanza says, I'll bring the next slide. These are the Pudgal, Nabha, Dharma, Adharma, Akashkar, Inte Nyari hai Jeevachat. He is describing 6 substances. So, the author is telling us, before you go further in the scripture, you better understand 6 Dravya ka swarup kya hai. What is Jeev, Pudgal, Dharma, Adharma, Akash, Kal? What are those 6 substances? You better understand first. Because from all those things, soul is entirely different from all those people, all those 6 substances, remaining 6 substances. So, here what we had, we were up to here, we did the verbal meaning. the nature of the jeev is different from the nature of other five substances. What are those five substances? For the girl, Dharmastikai, Adharmasikai, Akash, Kal, there are five substances. Jeev is different. Actually, what it is, I as a soul is entirely different from the whole universe. Whole universe is on one side, and I'm on the other side. Whole universe involves, for the girl, Dharmastika, Adharmastika, Akash, Kal, plus other living being. You all in the class are the other souls. So I am separate from your soul. So I'm separate from your soul, everybody's soul, then matter, Dharmastika, Adharmastika, Akash, Kal. So these are the six substances we have to understand. A wrong believer believes being ignorant of the fact and holding its opposite view. He doesn't understand all. The ignorant person, अज्ञानी जीव को मालूम नहीं कि मैं कौन हूं, तो ये सभी में मिक्स कर देता है. He believed that body is mine. ये मेरा अनादि का मिथ्यात्व चल रहा है. ये गाथा में लेखक श्री ने यहाँ पर 9 तत्व के संबंध की भूल बताई है. तो पहली भूल में मैं शरीर हूं, ऐसा मेरा अनादि का मिथ्यात्व, अग्रहित मिथ्यात्व चालू है. उसका यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा अंश दिखाई देता है कि मैं क्या बताने वाला हूं. बिलीव ही कैन डू द फंक्शन ऑफ द बॉडी. मैं तो बॉडी हूं, मगर मैं बॉडी का फंक्शन भी करता हूं. बिलीव दैट बॉडी इज फंक्शनिंग विथ हिज ओन डिजायर. ही इज द डूअर ऑफ द बॉडीली फंक्शन. सो फर्स्ट author is showing about the 6 substances, and then he says how I'm separate from them, but how am I messed up with all these things. मेरा 6 द्रव्य के साथ कैसा मिक्सअप हो गया है, वो मेरा अनादि का अग्रहित मिथ्यात्व है. इस तरह से बताएंगे. तो क्या कहते हैं, सोल इज अ लिविंग ऑब्जेक्ट विद अ कॉन्शियस. आत्मा तो चैतन्य है. ही रॉन्गली बिलीव दैट ही इज द बॉडी एंड नॉन कॉन्शियस. तो मैं क्या मानता हूं, मैं तो शरीर हूं. मैं खा सकता हूं, पी सकता हूं, सो सकता हूं, खेल सकता हूं, रनिंग कर सकता हूं, स्कूल जा सकता हूं, कंप्यूटर कर. ये सब शरीर की क्रिया को मेरी आत्मा की क्रिया हुई ऐसा मैं मानता हूं. शरीर की क्रिया को मेरी क्रिया माना. सोल इज सेपरेट फ्रॉम नॉन लिविंग. आत्म द्रव्य तो अचेतन द्रव्य से अनादि से अलग ही है. तो ये अज्ञानी क्या मानता है, मैं तो शरीर ही हूं. तो आत्मा क्या है, सोल डज इट्स ओन वर्क ऑफ नो. आत्मा का कार्य ज्ञान 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 ज्ञान, वही आत्मा का ज्ञान. एक्चुअली आत्मा में अनंत गुण है. अनंत गुण होने से आत्मा अनंत कार्य करता है, मगर प्रिंसिपल कार्य है ज्ञान करना. सोल कैन डू द इनफिनिट activity because of its own attribute, but main important thing is knowledge. अज्ञानी क्या मानता है कि मैं शरीर का कार्य कर सकता हूं. Soul was never born, that's a fact. And soul exists forever, that's a fact. Soul is infinite. Soul is eternal. The अज्ञानी क्या मानता है? He erroneously believes that with the body he is born, with the body's death he dies. Association body, I'm born. Dissociation of the body, I'm dead. So this is अज्ञानी की मान्यता आत्म तत्व के संबंध में क्या है, ये यहां बताया गया हमको। बाद में बताया कि उद्गल, धर्मास्तिका, अगम, आकाश काल, ये सब क्या है उनको भी जानो पहले। तो यहाँ एक आचार्य भगवान ने, ऑथर ने नया चैप्टर हमारे लिए खोल दिया। बोला कि आप 6 द्रव्य की बात जानो। 6 द्रव्य की बात नहीं जानेंगे तो आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकेंगे। पहले तो जानो तो सही, बाद में मानने की बात आएगी। जानेगा तो मानेगा। If he knows, then you will believe it. If you don't know, you never believe it. You all are too young to remember. But I am the product of the old school. I never knew that there is something called computer. Very first time I was in New York in 1974, and I wanted to buy some I want to buy TV. And once few things we bought it, and the Jewish guy who was selling me the stuff, he was using calculator, and I said, क्या मूर्ख आदमी है, उसको गिनती भी नहीं आती है। That's old school I'm coming from. कैलकुलेटर भी हमने पहली दफा देखा था 60 में कैलकुलेटर आया। तो बाद में कैलकुलेटर, बाद में कंप्यूटर आया, बाद में इंटरनेट आई, बाद में वाईफाई। ये कितना प्रोग्रेस हो गया। तो तुझे ये सब 6 द्रव्यों को जानना पड़ेगा। 6 द्रव्य का स्वरूप क्या है, मैं कौन हूं, मैं कहां से आया, उसका जानना जरूरी है। 6 द्रव्यों की बात की तो हम ये सब तो पहले तो जैन यूनिवर्स की बात करते हैं। जैन यूनिवर्स क्या है? तो इस शेप का जैन यूनिवर्स होता है। जैन यूनिवर्स में 6 सब्सटेंस रहते हैं: जीव, पुद्गल, धर्मास्तिका, अग्निका, आकाश काल, सोल, मैटर, मीडियम ऑफ मोशन, मीडियम ऑफ रेस्ट, स्पेस एंड टाइम। 6 द्रव्य के समूह को हम विश्व कहते हैं। 6 द्रव्य के समूह को हम विश्व कहते हैं। तो अभी ये विश्व में क्या क्या है? 6 द्रव्य इस तरह से साथ में विश्व में रहते हैं। यहाँ पर उसको हम लोकाकाश कहेंगे। ये जो सारा एरिया है उसको लोकाकाश कहेंगे। दिस इज लोकाकाश, कॉस्मिक स्पेस। And all this thing is called alokakash or trans-cosmic space. Akash is one. Akash is one. But area covered by lokakash is called lokakash. And area not covered by lokakash is called alokakash. Akash is one. For example, you have a field, 10-acre land you have it. And on the 10-acre land, you build one house in a 5,000 square feet or whatever place, whatever things you made. So whatever जो घर ने जगह रोकी है उसको घर की जगह कहेंगे, बाकी को खेत की जगह कहेंगे। इस तरह से This is alokakash, this is lokakash. But this whole thing is one universe, one akash. इसमें कॉस्मिक स्पेस, ट्रांस कॉस्मिक स्पेस, टू डिविजन्स आ गए. तो एक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ 6 सब्सटेंस इज नोन एज लोक, विश्व कहते हैं. 6 द्रव्य के समूह को विश्व कहते हैं. इज क्रिएटेड बाय नो वन, अनादि अनंत है. ये विश्व अनादि अनंत है. नेवर born, never be destroyed. This universe remains in existence forever. Forever. The 3 parts, Vishwa के 3 parts, upper world, middle world, lower world, urdhvalok, adholok, madhyalok. urdhvalok, madhyalok, adholok. ये पाठशाला में आज पाठशाला में हो गया है, इसलिए हम विल जस्ट गो एंड यहां पर आएगा सिद्धशिला. सिद्धशिला मिडल वर्ल्ड को हम देखें तो क्रॉस सेक्शन यहां से लेंगे. इफ यू टेक क्रॉस सेक्शन ऑफ दिस मिडल वर्ल्ड, इट लुक्स लाइक दिस. इट लुक्स लाइक अ series of circles, and they are uncounted oceans and continents. Dvip Samudra, Dvip Samudra, Dvip Samudra, Dvip Samudra, all those things are there, asankhya. 6 द्रव्य अगेन. इसमें से आत्म द्रव्य में क्या होता है, आत्मा में क्या होता है. आत्मा को लैब में जाके डाइसेक्ट करो तो क्या निकलेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये थियोरिटिकल एग्जाम्पल है कि क्या कर, तो आप उसमें से सब्सटेंस देखेंगे, द्रव्य देखेंगे, गुण देखेंगे, पर्याय देखेंगे. द्रव्य गुण पर्याय विल बी सीन इन अ सोल सब्सटेंस. बाद में डिटेल में आएगा, अभी तो मोटे मोटे रूप से हम देख लेते हैं. just overview, we are just doing some of the things. And again, pathshala is being done, so you know it. So 6 substances again. So attribute क्या होता है, गुण क्या होता है. ये द्रव्य की बात आ गई कि 6 द्रव्य होते हैं. गुण क्या होता है, तो गुण होते हैं all the time in all the parts, qualities which exist at all the time in all condition, in all part of the substance is called गुण और attribute. जो attribute होता है तो पदार्थ के हर एक भाग में, हर एक कंडीशन में रहता है. शक्कर ले लो, आपने एक शक्कर का क्यूब ले लिया. If you taken the sugar cube, where is the place in sugar cube that there is no sweetness? You said it's every part of the sugar cube has a sweetness. Okay. You put this sugar cube in an orange juice. Still, sugar cube gives sweetness. You put this sugar cube in a bitter medicine that Akshita auntie has given to you. Then sugar always gives sweetness. It doesn't, the medicine is bitter, but the sugar cube gives the sweetness. In a plain water, you put sugar cube. Plain water will become sweet, but sugar cube does not leave its property of sweetness. So, गुण अपने सभी काल और सभी कंडीशन में और सभी पार्ट में, द्रव्य के सभी पार्ट में रहता है, उसको गुण कहते हैं. So, for example, attribute. Whole room has all 3 light color in all parts. The 3 lights are there, and these 3 lights everywhere, all the room space point, these 3 lights are representing. यानी कि गुण तीनों गुण आत्मा के सभी पदार्थों, सभी प्रदेशों में एक मेक करके रहता है। गुण ये ऑरेंज लाइट है, तो आत्मा रूम की सभी एरिया में ऑरेंज लाइट रहेगी, ग्रीन भी रहेगी, व्हाइट भी रहेगी। तो ये तीन लाइट सभी प्रदेशों में रहेगी। इस तरह से गुण भी आत्मा के सभी प्रदेशों में रहते हैं। जैसे व्हाइट लाइट को प्रिज्म में से पसार करके सात कलर आते हैं, तो एक में सात कलर व्हाइट लाइट में रहते हैं। द व्हाइट लाइट हैज ऑल 7 colors in it, and that's why they are the same thing is attribute, infinite attribute आत्मा में in oneness, in the form of oneness, they remain there. 1 second, I have to take this call quickly. Okay, 1 second. Hold on. Sorry about that. Huh. So white light has all 7 color mixed within one, merged together. You cannot separate them out. Attribute cannot be separated out from the soul substance. Next. Rice in the bag. Each rice particle is separate from other. That rice particles are separate from each other, but the colors, 7 colors, are merged with the white light. They cannot be separated out. Rice can be separated out. So आत्मा में गुण ऐसे नहीं है एक के बाद दूसरा, तीसरा, चौथा, ऐसा नहीं है। मगर लाइट कैसी, गुण कैसे है? जैसे व्हाइट लाइट में 7 कलर मिक्स हो गए हैं, इस तरह से गुण भी आत्मा में एक मेक हो गए हैं। इस तरह से गुण है। The attributes are having oneness. In fact, many colors are there, but they all are in the white light, remaining as oneness form. You cannot take red color out from the white light or the purple color. They all remain part of the white light. पर्याय किसको कहेंगे? मोड किसको कहेंगे? एक one attribute at a given time keeps on transforming. That's called mode. When you are sitting on the beach and the ocean wave comes and break, you are sitting since morning till evening, and thousands of waves came and broke. But ultimately, when the waves break, they just go back into the ocean again. Paryay is the same. It occurs, then merges with the substance. Comes out, merges with the substance. Comes out and merges with the substance. That's what happens. Just like over here, we'll just see this short video. We'll see that. What it shows is waves are coming and breaking, but again, the ocean remains the same. Similarly, the modes are coming and going, but they go back into the soul substance. So, Jeev Dravya has what are the Jeev Dravya has? Jeev Dravya, Jeev Dravya, Gun, Gyan Gun, Darshan Gun, Charitra Gun, Sukh Gun, Astitva Gun, Vastitva Gun, infinite attributes in the Jeev Dravya. And Paryay, knowledge mode, perception mode, feeling mode, all kind of modes occurring at a time. So soul has Dravya Gun Paryay. Dravya, soul, gun, jnana, etc. gun, Paryay, Gyan Paryay, Sukh Paryay, Darshan Paryay, Charitra Paryay, etc., etc., etc. So, here, now we are coming to Pudgal Dravya. We just saw the Jeev Dravya. Now we are going to look at the Pudgal Dravya. We are going to go to six Dravya. And what are those six Dravya? That's what we are trying to learn. First thing we learn, it's a revision. I know, you just say, well, I know about it. Always revision makes things become much more solidly sitting in my psyche. For example, I don't know everybody's name, but I just say Deepa here. So how does Deepa know that she is Deepa? I just say Deepa. Deepa Ben, who is going to answer me? Only Deepa Ben is going to answer me. Why? Because she knows she's Deepa. When did she know she's Deepa? In the morning she woke up and she took one mala and she said, I'm Deepa, I'm Deepa, I'm Deepa. Did you do Deepa Ben 108 times that mala today? That I'm Deepa, I'm Deepa? Kiritbhai, are you crazy? मैं तो दीपा ही हूं. Why? Because I'm I'm Deepa. Whenever I'm eating, sleeping, drinking water, driving, going to school, meeting friends, I'm Deepa all the time. I know that I'm Deepa. Why did you know? Because when you were a child, born, thousands and thousands of Deepa, 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 Deepa. It was hit to you so much that now it becomes second nature. Similarly, when we do repetition, then it becomes second nature for us. Even in the dream, if you just think about six substances, you will think properly only because it's deep sitting in the psyche that you know everything is right. Okay, so Pudgal Dravya, substance in which attribute like touch, taste, smell, color are found is known as Pudgal Dravya or matter, right? That's very easy to know. Their Pudgal Dravya are infinite times infinite in number. We'll come back to this second Buddha later on. Everything that we see has a color, even water, though we call it as colorless. Water is colorless, but still it's a color. It's a color, right? There is some color. Because there is not red color, not blue color, not green color, so it's no color. But color, we just use the color word there. It means everything that we saw since our birth is Pudgal Dravya only. Anything I perceive, anything I see an eyeglass is there, I see a camera there, I see computer here, I see a Shastra over here, I see Gurudev's Chitrapat over here, I see a phone over here. All those things are Pudgal Dravya. Anything that you see is a Pudgal. जो कुछ तो जो देख सकता है वो सब पुद्गल. यानी कि I'm looking at Deepa. Is Deepa Pudgal? For me, I'm looking at Deepa's body, not Deepa's soul. I'm Deepa having a body, and I'm seeing the Deepa's body. I'm doing Hemlata's body. I'm seeing Prasant's body. So that body is matter substance. Whatever you see in the universe, whatever you can see is a matter substance. I had a surgeon doctor, he was my teacher, Dr. Anandilal Kothari, and he used to say, seeing is believing, because he was surgeon. Akshita auntie is also surgeon. Seeing is believing. When I cut abdomen, I open, then I believe. So, whatever you see in the universe is a matter substance. इतना ख्याल रखना कि जो मैं देख सकता हूं वो सभी पुद्गल द्रव्य है, क्योंकि पुद्गल द्रव्य में स्पर्श, रस, गंध, वर्ण, वर्ण मीन्स कलर, these attributes are there. Because Pudgal has these attributes, that's why my five senses are feeling those things. When I'm feeling the touch, when I'm when tasting something, smelling something, seeing something, hearing something, all those things are Pudgal. All those. My words are Pudgal coming to your ears. I am Pudgal for you, you are Pudgal for me. So everything that whatever you see is a Pudgal. Everything that we see, ever see is everything since birth we are seeing is Pudgal. This is the only visible substance, race 5 substance. So Pudgal is only visible substance having this color. Having this color, that's why Pudgal is only visible. 6 द्रव्य हुए, 6 द्रव्य में से पुद्गल द्रव्य इज ओनली विजिबल द्रव्य, बाकी के 5 इनविजिबल। क्या आप जीव को देख सकते हैं? आत्मा को देख सकते हैं? नहीं। धर्मास्तिका अधर्म के आकाश काल को देख सकते हैं? नहीं। कैन यू सी द सोल? नो। कैन यू seeing with my eyes, with my glasses on, with my eyes, can I see soul? Can I see Dharmastika or Dharmastika Akashka? 5 substances, they are called arupi, formless. They cannot be seen. They can be perceived, but they cannot be seen. So they are invisible. Invisible is only Pudgal Dravya. यानी कि जो कुछ तो देखता है वो सभी पुद्गल द्रव्य है। कुछ भगवान की मूर्ति भी देखा तूने तो ये है पुद्गल द्रव्य। तो उसमें भगवान की मूर्ति का कोई अपमान नहीं किया। भगवान की मूर्ति किससे बनी है? पाषाण से बनी है। पाषाण क्या है? पुद्गल परमाणु का पिंड है। तो भगवान की मूर्ति जो है वो भी पुद्गल है। हाँ, वो मूर्ति को लक्ष्य में रखकर मैं भगवान जैसे एट्रीब्यूट मेरे में तैयार करूं, ऐसी भावना से मैं मूर्ति को नमस्कार करता हूं। ये पुद्गल द्रव्य है। नेक्स्ट वन विल जस्ट सी धर्मास्तिका। व्हाट इज धर्मास्तिका? धर्मास्तिका इज अ द्रव्य, has a motion as a causation, means a good motion causation is a good, and Paryay helps Jeev and Pudgal in move. Dharmastika and Adharmastika both will just combine together. It's very particular substances are there. They are arupi, means cannot be seen. They are one in number, spread through the whole universe, Lokakash. And their main job, Dharmastika's main job, wherever there is a movement of matter or the soul, then to facilitate their movement. In a layman's word that we are saying, Dharmastika facilitates movement of the soul or matter, or Dharmastika facilitates to stop those motions. They both are working exactly opposite. One facilitates for movement, other facilitates for stoppage. It says Jeev and Pudgal in movement. Does it mean Pudgal can move? Hello? Does Pudgal move? How can you say that? Yes, Pudgal can move. Are you sure Pudgal can move? This is the phone. I moved because of my hand. Phone came from here to here because of my hand. No. Pudgal can move by itself. देखो, जीव और पुद्गल में एक क्रियावती शक्ति नाम का गुण है, वो दो में ही है, जीव और पुद्गल में ही है. The dynamism property is present only in living and matter substance. Only two substances can move in this universe independently. This phone moved from here to my hand here, this phone's movement, and then coming over here, stopping, it happened because of phone by itself, not by my hands. Phone independently moved. My hands were simply an instrumental cord. It's very difficult to digest this sentence I'm telling you. Young kids will have lots of questions about it. And I would like to have them raise the question, ask the question if you don't understand. But Pudgal Dravya can move by itself. I don't believe that. One of the kids says, I don't believe that. Okay, no problem. Listen. You go to school, you have been taught that the earth moves on its own axis 24 hours. Right? Day and night, of course, because of earth moving round and round and round and round continuously, right? Who is moving this earth? Is there any so-called Bhagwan sitting and just keep on moving just like traffic cop, just go on moving, keep on moving, keep on. Is the Bhagwan, is a traffic cop that he keeps on moving this earth continuously? No. Earth moves by itself. Earth is a matter particle, moves by itself. Well, that you are giving the very macro exam. Give me microscopic example. Okay. You are student of science and you have seen the atom, you have seen the structure of atom and structure of atom. Can somebody tell me from the class, if one of the young kids can speak, it will be good. What's the structure of atom? Can you tell me, please? Anybody, if it is possible? Structure, atom में क्या आता है? Or if there is somebody at, go ahead.
Protons, electrons, and neutrons.
Proton, electron, neutrons. तो इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या है?
The negatively charged particle in an atom.
Negatively charged particle and moving in the arc continuously, non-stop forever. Who is moving these electron particles? They move by themselves. So they are also matter. They move by themselves. Earth is a matter, moves by itself. Car is a matter, moving by itself. Body is a matter, moving by itself. This phone is a matter, moving by itself. Okay, you try to convince us that the matter moves. What about the soul? How does soul move? Well, if a person dies over here right now, what happens to soul? He moves to different gati right away. Within 3 samay takes birth somewhere else. So soul can move. Soul, after 14 Gunsthana, gets completely liberated like Mahavir's soul on at age 72, when the soul and body got separated, soul in one samay from the Jambudvip, Bharatchadra, went to Siddhakshila. One samay, blink of an eye, innumerable samay. Innumerable means 10 to the power of 46 and beyond. That many samays, out of which one samay soul can go from here to Siddhashila. 7 Raju it can travel. Pudgal Parmanu, from 7th hell down below to the top of the universe, 14 Raju can go in one samay. This is the capacity of Jeev and Pudgal for movement. That movement to facilitate is called Dharmastika. Dharmastika doesn't do anything, but it facilitates the movement. There is a fish in a fish tank and swimming. Fish is swimming by itself. Fish is carefree, swimming from point A to point B continuously. And the water in the fish tank provides vehicle for fish to swim. Water's presence is essential. But water cannot do anything for the fish to swim. Fish is swimming, a rock is sinking. They have their own property. Rock has sinking property. Fish has swimming property. So they do their work. Water provides vehicle only. That's called nimit. Water is nimit there. Presence is there, can't do anything. Same thing, Dharmastika is there, then about Jeev, Pudgal move, but Dharmastika can't do anything. The Jeev and Pudgal, they move by themselves. Is that clear to everybody? This is a very tricky point. If we understand this point, then lots of things could be understood very easily. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
We'll continue further. And as I said, lots of things are repeat. So other Mastika, same thing, helps Jeev and Pudgal in becoming stationary. This phone is dropping from here to here. So movement occur, Dharmastika. Stoppage occur, or Dharmastika. That's it. That's the other Mastika's job. Then space. Akash gives the accommodation to every substances in the universe. Akash is a gorgeous element, very generous element. Akash is a great substance. What does it do? For example, you guys came to the temple and you took a ride, and 5-6 people came in different cars and everything. But suppose, because of traffic in Bangalore, you decided to go do the carpooling. So Akshita auntie said, I can take only 4 people, maybe 5, maybe 6. But I can't take 7 or 8 or 10 or 15. So she can accommodate in the car only so many people. In the house that I have it, you come down, 1 family, 2 family, 3 family, we have a party, we have 100 people, 200 people. But then the 1,000 people, no. I cannot accommodate them. But this Akash Dravya says, I'm generous, extremely generous. No matter who comes in, I will give accommodation. Remember, Akash is in a Lokakash with the innumerable space point. Asankhyaat Pradesi Lokakash. In that Asankhyaat Pradesi Lokakash, infinite living beings living, and infinite times infinite Pudgal Parmanu live. Can you imagine how much is congestion in this Lokakash. It's just like that local train. You don't have reservation. You just enter the compartment and amazing amount of congestion. But Akash says, I can accommodate everybody. Even though there is room full of place I have it, and you have a whole city full of people come and live, I can give accommodation to everybody. This is the function of Akash, giving accommodation. And then Kal Dravya. Kal Dravya is simple, says, whenever there is changes occurs, I'm present. I'm present as I'm helping. Every substance and function keeps on changing, and I produce, I give vehicle for that. That's a Kal substance's job. That's it. That's it. So these are the things that we learn about 6 substances. So Aryanda Siddh Bhagwan in the Keval Gnan knows everything, that everything is nothing but these 6 substances. So we are now acquainted with what Bhagwan knows. Only difference is he knows completely and I know partially. But hey Bhagwan, if I know partially, I have choice to become complete knowledge. I can become like you. Why do I go to temple? Bhagwan, I'm not here to ask for something from you. Bhagwan, I'm here to tell you I will become like you. I will become like you. निश्चित तेरे सदृश प्रभु अरहंत अवस्था पाऊंगा. When we are looking at Bhagwan, we are giving challenge to the Bhagwan and say, hey Bhagwan, you have obtained Aryant and Siddhapad. I will walk on the path you showed me. I will become like you. This is what all the scriptures teach us. So here we are, time is up. Any question we have it, we can take it. Any questions, suggestions, comments, whatever?
Here in the temple, there are no questions. Online किसी को कोई प्रश्न हो तो प्लीज अपने आप को अनम्यूट करके पूछे.
I would like to
No,
have a
sir, I
question
think there are
coming
no
from the
questions.
audience too, because then I know that at least they are attentive, they are listening, and of course these are the 6 dravya, the 6 substances. We already know some of the subjects. Okay, all right, good. Okay, so we'll do the closing right now. Anybody wants to take Jinwani from there, from audience or Zoom or anybody?
Yes, sir, the temple will.
Yeah, go ahead.
है इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है. इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है. 9 बार नमोकार मंत्र बोले. तो जय बोला उसमें.
अनंत अनंत सिद्ध परमेष्ठी भगवंतों नो जय हो. अच्छी वृषभादि विरांते चतुर्हि तीर्थंकर भगवान तथा सिमंदर आदि 20 तीर्थंकर भगवंतोनो जय
जय
हो।
हो।
अनंत अनंत सामान्य केवली भगवंतोनो जय हो।
जय हो।
आचार्य भगवान श्री कुंकुन आचार्य देव, दर्शन आचार्य देव, पुष्पदंत आचार्य देव, भूतबली आचार्य देव, गुणधर आचार्य देव, अमृतचंद्र आचार्य देव इत्यादि सर्वे आचार्य भगवंतोनो जय
जय
हो।
हो।
जिन मुखोद्भवा जिनवाणी मात नो जय
जय
हो।
हो।
आज की शुद्ध पंचमी अवसर पर जिनवाणी मात नो जय हो
जय
जय।
हो।
गुरुदेव श्री कांजी स्वामी नो जय हो जय हो। प्रसन्न मूर्ति भगवती मात नो जय
जय
हो।
हो।
धन्य कावतारी श्रीमद राजचंद्र देव नो जय
जय
हो।
हो।
अनंत सनातन दिगंबर जैन धर्म नो जय हो
जय हो।
जय। जय
जय
जी।
जिनेन्द्र। जय जिनेन्द्र।
थैंक्स।
जिनेन्द्र।
जय जिनेन्द्र।